All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Financial Freedom Series. This episode is going to be all about compound interest. Probably my favorite topic we're going to cover. Let's go to a quote from Albert Einstein. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. This guy's a science guy. Why is he talking about money math? It must be an important topic. So here's our topic, compound interest. You know I'm not a financial advisor. These are my opinions only. So let's start off with a simple analogy to help you understand what's going on in this process. When you think of a snowball, you're thinking of what you see before our screen here. Getting ready for a snow fight. It's cold, your hands are cold, you're wishing you had gloves on. It's little, but it's gonna be effective. You're gonna pack it tight. But when I think of a snowball, I think of this, and that's courtesy of Warren Buffett. I read a book called The Snowball, chronicling his life. And in a nutshell, he has spent his life in the accumulation phase. Well, what's the accumulation phase? It is taking that little snowball and turning it into this big snowball. Now, why does this matter about money? You're probably starting to think, what? Oh, now you're starting to get it. I'm referring to this process, the difference between simple interest and compound interest. In the simple interest situation, each year you're making an amount on your money. But in a compound interest situation, your money's growing in equity, as you've learned, in assets. And with each passing year, as your money gets larger, the interest you make is the same, but the amount of money becomes logarithmically, I think that's the right mathematical term, logarithmically bigger. So this all sounds great, but it really doesn't matter to you, right? Well, let's take a look at some examples, because we said these are decisions you're going to be making in the next 5 years. Well, maybe 3 or 4 years. So let me show you some options available to you and things that you can do to turn this growth chart into your favor as soon as possible. So here's the scenarios. We're going to look at you starting investing when you're 60 years old, 50 years old, 40 years old, 30 years old, or 20. Now I understand that most of you won't start when you're 20 because you might be in college. Some of you may not go to college, in which case you can start when you're 20. But just for simplicity of mathematical sake, we're going to do 20. But call it 22, 23, 24, 25 upon you paying off the debts that you feel you need to pay off and getting in a place where you can start investing in assets, right? And we'll revisit on a later episode how you can assume or hit a chance at this 9.5 growth rate, which is not automatic. That'll be in a future episode. So annual 20,000 contribution, which is doable by the majority of you. If you're making a good income, you're paying yourself first, as we've already covered, then you can hit 20,000 a year. What does that look like on a monthly basis? A little over 1,500, less than 2,000 a month. If you pay yourself first, each paycheck, a little over 750 bucks per paycheck, you can do that. So let's go to the compound interest calculator, our best friend, and something you're gonna enjoy getting to do in your future as you look to that growth when that giant snowball occurs. So our assumptions are 20,000 invested a year, 5 years. This is you as a 60-year-old. The ship has sailed on you. You waited too long. But hey, you should probably start getting this done. Here we go. You put in 100K. How much do you end up with? $132,000. So you have $32,000 of growth. Okay, that's not bad. You made $32,000. You're getting ready to retire with $132,000. Let's see what 50 years old would have looked like for you. So we're putting in $300,000. You're letting it grow, compound interest over the years. How much do you end up with? $668,000. Okay, that's solid. You put in 300K, you over doubled it. Now you have 668,000, 368,000 in growth. Not bad. Let's go to 40 years old. So 40 years old, $500,000 is what you're putting in. 2 million is what you're getting out. Wow. Okay, we're starting to see the power of compound interest. As that snowball gets bigger, it's accumulating money on its own that you're not having to put in. Your money is working for you. Your money begins to work harder than you, and I'll show you how in a minute. So Let's go to, we did 40, let's do 30. So let's do the quick math. 700,000 is what you're putting in. 700,000 is what you're putting in over the course of 35 years. What are you going to have upon arrival? Wow, $5.3 million. I don't think very many Americans would be displeased with $5.3 million. That would be a significant win in 99.999% of people in the world. But that's not even what I want for you. I want you to go in your 20s, okay? Here we go with the 20s. We'll call it 20. This is you putting in 4 times 2 plus 1, $900,000. $900,000. That's a lot of money, but it's over 45 years, okay? And you're going to see what is it worth upon arrival. $13.5 million. Now let me just show you one additional small caveat to this. So let's just say you put in no money upon 65 just to show you the power of compound interest, and you invest nothing for that time period. We're going to take your principal, what you have at that age. We're going to add nothing. We're going to make it for 2 years at our 9.5% annual growth rate, just to show you when the numbers get big how this works on its own without you putting any money in. How much money are you going to make in those 2 years once you have $13.5 million? $16 million. So you will have grown $2.5 million in 2 years putting no money in. That's the power of the snowball rolling for you. It's accumulating snow. It's accumulating money on its own. That is the power of compound interest. And this is the power of time with compound interest. And that's why it's important that you start investing when you're younger. With each passing year, your accumulation is delayed. And the earlier the accumulation starts, the faster it begins to work in your favor. And once it's working in your favor, you're free. You're free. That's financial freedom. That's the point of the whole series, is to show you the value of starting early, investing. And next I'm going to show you how to invest, how to have a chance to make 9.5% returns, and a simple tried and true method to that. So going back to our slideshow, let's finish this off. Get the stacks. That's all I gotta say. That's my final departing note. Next episode, we're gonna start learning about how to invest, what assets are tried and true methods for you. Hope you enjoyed the episode. See you next time.